It's been a really emotional past day and a half, and Sunday when walking in the nature reserve, it just dawned upon me again that one of the reasons why I had such difficulty in being a Christian and why I was a witch for over 13 years and why I rebelled against authority, why I probably still am not married. And, rebellion is the spirit of witchcraft, but I believe it is the way that I was raised. I found it very hard to feel loved in regards to God as my father. That was such a foreign concept for me. I just felt that Jehovah, God as my father, is only somebody that wants to bring me torment and wants to punish me, and that I would never ever be good enough for him. So it made me feel extremely rebellious against the concept of the biblical God, which we now know is the only God. So it really brought back a feeling to tell me as a parent that how I speak to my children really is their inner voice. How I speak to them and how I treat them is what they are going to think of themselves and how they are going to view God. And so it's such an incredibly important responsibility that we have to speak to our children what we want their inner voice to be and how we want them to conceptualize God truly. And it reminds me about Ephesians 6 verse 4, which says, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with the discipline and instruction that comes from the Lord." And as we all know, children are definitely something else. I mean, when you are trying to establish discipline and somebody doesn't listen to you for the 700th time, especially people who are prone to becoming angry quickly, I do understand it is very tough, but this is something that I really am working on and really have seen in my own life, and I see the importance of it is to speak to my children with love. Do everything in love. And when we have a hard time remembering what love is, let's read Corinthians 13. That's 100% guideline of what love is. When we forget what would God do, we remember, wow, God's Spirit tells us what God would do, because God tells us what are the fruit of the Holy Spirit. And I just meditate on that. I meditate on that and it helps me a lot.